A tooth for an eye. I'd like to warn you that the contents of this video might be viewed as disturbing. In the period when I was using, I always had delusions about my teeth. This is a very extreme example of one of those times. I came back from work this day, it was late as always, and my parents already went to bed. I was having the usual delusion of my teeth falling out that day. And so, I was pushing them up all day, trying to make sure that they didn't fall out. It was a strange sensation, it felt like they were slowly sliding out. Whenever I would swallow, it'd feel like I was swallowing one of my teeth one at a time. I'd take picture of my open mouth with my phone or feel across both rows of my teeth with my finger to check if they were still there. My teeth would hurt too, a stinging sensation usually. Sometimes when I pushed my tongue against my front teeth, it'd feel like I was wiggling them around. When I got home, I ate some food. I thought one of my teeth came out while I was eating, so I checked with the selfie camera of my phone. I saw that the food was all shaped like tiny teeth. I concluded that my teeth were becoming hollow and turned the food in the shape of my teeth. I finished my food and thought nothing of it. It seemed very normal and logical at the time. I went upstairs. Even though I was on about 1 gram of amphetamine, I still felt tired. Using Everyday got rid of the energizing effect, so I was just left with feeling normal. When I laid down on my bed, I kept having these weird headaches and flashes in my eye. Something seemed very wrong, so I decided to take a closer look at my eye. Something was protruding from the bottom eye socket. I gave it a good look and I concluded it was my tooth. At the time I thought teeth were very long and that since I was pushing mine back into my mouth all day, I might have pushed it too far and it broke through to my eye socket. I kept having the sensation that it was slowly about to pierce my eye anytime. It was a weird stinging sensation. Like a feeling I had dust in my eye, but worse. My vision also started to flicker and I thought I was going to go blind. I pushed it down with my finger first. It gave a temporary sense of relief. The tooth was stubborn though, it kept coming back up, so I had to find a better solution. I had a tactical pen laying around that I bought for self-defense reasons. It was made of hard metal. And the tip was tungsten steel, so I knew it'd do the job. I first started with a forceful tap on the tooth. It didn't do much, so I decided to do it a little bit harder. It still did not work, so I decided to hit harder and harder. It kept hurting more and more and my eye socket started to bruise. I knew there had to be another way. I started feeling my teeth to see which one was the protruding one. I eventually found it. I could feel it wiggle all the way up to where it was sticking out. I was hesitating, afraid. I thought I'd lose my vision. This was one of my biggest fears in life. So, I decided to pull on that tooth slightly. I had a flash in my eye. This one was different though. It felt like I broke something inside of my face or skull. I concluded that I destroyed a blood vessel and that my head was filling up with blood. As the blood vessel was destroyed by the extended tooth that went up into my face, it meant that the tooth worked as some sort of plug that kept it inside. I knew what to do. A disturbing feeling went over me, causing cold shivers in my body. I had to pull the tooth out. I didn't see another option. To me it was either death or removing it myself without anesthesia. I grabbed the tooth with my fingers and pulled. First, I was hesitant. I held back. But I knew it had to be done, so I pulled harder and harder. It didn't hurt, probably because of the adrenaline. I felt blood streaming down my fingers. I dug my nails into my gum lining around the tooth and pulled as hard as I could. I stopped for a moment, realizing that I was hurting myself. I realized I was delusional. I looked in the mirror and saw my bruised eye. A feeling of regret and disturbance came over me. As I realized I had done all these things for absolutely nothing.